Today on Try It, we're going to be doing well-rounded vinyasa yoga.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, try it.
Alright, we'll begin in mountain pose. And for mountain pose, you have your hips and your feet all in a line. We're going to raise the toes up and bring your toes back down to the mat. Go ahead and let your hands rest by your side, palms facing toward the front. What happened? Alright. We're going to start down at the feet. Feeling the strength come on up through the legs. Leave plenty of room in the diaphragm and around the belly for your breath. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax the shoulders down. And in mountain pose, when you stand straight, don't think about standing and straightening the spine, because when that happens, your chest ends up coming up near the top. Instead, imagine like a rod going right up through the center of your body, coming out through the center of the head. And that's the way you correct your posture, coming up through the center of your head. And then that lets your shoulders relax down. Now we're going to take an inhale and reach the arms up. And exhale, let them come down in front. And inhale, reaching up. And exhale, coming down. And do a few more of these with your breath. And let's do one more. And lower the hands down. And we're going to go ahead and come on down toward the mat. You can let your fingers touch around the mat. Go ahead and put a little bit of a bend in your knee, or you can hold on to your elbows. And then sway a little bit from side to side. And then come back to the center and inhale and reach all the way up. We're going to reach up toward the ceiling and then come on up on your toes. And exhale, lower it down. And let's come on up to the front of your mat. And we're going to go on into one of our sun salutations. Alright, so we're going to take an inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, come on down into a forward fold. And we're going to take the right foot back. And then the left foot back. And let's lower down to our knees. And then keep your elbows close to your body as you lower on down to the mat. As you inhale, you're going to curve in the front, raise on up into cobra pose. And then shift your weight back, drop on back into child's pose. Raise back up into box pose. Bring your right foot to the front, back into your lunge. Bring your left foot to the front. Take an inhale, let's lift all the way up. And exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down into a forward fold. Take your left foot back this time. Then your right foot back. Lower the knees down to the mat and the upper body. Lift on up into cobra. Push back into child's pose. As you lift up, bring that left foot to the front, then the right. Inhale and lift all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands down. And one more on each side. Inhale up. Exhale into a forward fold. Right foot goes back into a lunge. And your left. Lower down to your knees. yourself back into child's pose. Bring the right foot to the front, then the left. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, arms down. One more. Let's take the left foot back this time. And the right. Lower down to your knees. All the way down, lift up into cobra. Push back into child's pose. Bring your left foot to the front. Then the right. Inhale, lift all the way up. Let's bring the hands down to the heart center. And take a few breaths. Now we're going to step back with the right leg. We're going to turn our hips a little bit to the front, and we're going to shift our hips back just a little bit. And let your hands come down your legs. Coming into pyramid pose, you can hold on to your legs or take your hands to the side. Then let's bring the hands on up. We're going to go into a lunge with the front knee. And inhale, lift the arms up in the air. And we're going to lower the hands on down. Go ahead and straighten the leg. We're going to take the hands behind us. Hold on to your wrists, your elbows, whatever you like. Lift the chest up toward the ceiling and go into a slight back bend. And come on out of the back bend and bring the other foot to the front. Step back with the left foot. Again, turn those hips just slightly toward the front of the mat. Shift your hips back, then let the hands slide down your legs, coming into pyramid pose. Take a deep breath and remember the releasing breath. It's where you come down on your exhale. Let the hands slide back on up the legs. We're going to go into a lunge with that front knee. Everyone take a look down at your knee. You should be able to see about from midfoot up to your toes. If not, just walk your toes to the front a little. Then inhale, lift on up. And let's drop the hands down, straighten that front leg, lift the chest as you look up toward the ceiling. And release the arms and bring your foot back up to the front. We're going to take an inhale, we're going to bring the hands on up. Exhale, come down into a forward fold. And we're going to take the right foot slightly behind the left foot. And then we're going to come down into a squat. Then raise back up and bring your foot to the front. Take the left foot a little bit to the back and lower down into a squat. And lift back up as you inhale. Exhale, right foot toward the back, lower down. And exhale as you step back. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you go back. Inhale as you come up. One more on each side. Raise on up, take an inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, let them come down by your side. We're going to step back again with the right foot. This time we're going to turn the toes so they're pointing toward the long side of the mat. And then that way you're turned to the long side of the mat and bring your arms out into a T formation. Turn just your head to look over the fingers in the front toward me and then come down into a lunge. Now when you're working on warrior poses, you have equal weight on the front and the back feet. Grounded down into the center. And come on out of the pose. Let's slide the foot to the front. And take the left one to the back. Turning so you're facing toward the side, and turn just the head to look over in the front toward me again. And we're going to come down into a lunge with that front knee. Take a look down at your knee. It should be over the foot again, not toward the inside. That will help protect the knee. Everyone looks good. And hands to your hips and come on up out of the pose. We're going to take the right foot toward the back, but now it's going to go toward the left side of your mat. And then we're going to inhale and circle the arms. 2 fingers together, your ring finger and your thumb, and then come into a slight back bend. And lower the arms down, step your foot to the front. This time we'll take the left foot back and then over to the other side of the mat. Circle the arms up into Shiva's cycle of life and come back into a back bend. Lower the hands and come on up. We're going to take an inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, come back down into a forward fold. We're going to step the right foot back and come into a lunge. Go ahead and keep the knee up, making it a high lunge. Let's bring that foot back to the front. And we're going to take the left foot back into a high lunge. We're going to take the right foot on back, come into a plank. I hear groans in every class when I say plank. We're going to keep the upper body in position, but lower the knees down. And shift the weight on back, and we're going to come into box pose. And we're going to inhale and lift up the right arm, coming into a twist. And lower back down. And then let's bring the left arm up, coming into a twist. And lower down. Go ahead and walk the hands back, and we're going to take a few breaths in Hero's Pose. And we're going to lower on down into Child's Pose. Let's take our hands around behind us. And inhale. Let's lift on up, and let's bring the hands to the heart center in the front. We're going to take an inhale and lift the arms up. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, we're going to go to the right. And then come back to the center. Inhale and lift on up. Exhale, bring the hands down. On over to the left. And back to the center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to heart center. And over to the right. And back to the front. Inhale, lift up. To the center. And over to the left. And to the front. And lower the hands back down into box position. And we're going to take the right foot out to the side. And then we're going to take that foot on around to the back, raising it up behind us. And then we're going to bring the left hand out to the front. Now the foot that's in the back, we don't want it any higher than the spine, so you're lengthening the leg in the back. And we're going to lower our hand down. We're going to turn at the hips so the toes point to the side. Now you got your right foot behind you, and you're going to start bringing that right hand up off the mat. You can start by just bringing your fingertips on off the mat. If you want, you can lift your hands. And then it is up to you how far you want to reach that hand up. I mean, it's a half moon on your knees. All right. And let's lower the hand on down. Turn your toe back down toward the ground and then lower the knee. Let's take the left foot out to the side. Oh no! Forgot about that. Well, let's go ahead and take that foot around to the back. And then bring the opposite arm out to the front. We're going to lower our hand down to the mat and again turn the hip so the toe points out to the side. And then you come up on your fingertips. And if you want, bringing the hand all the way up into the air. It is up to you how high to raise that hand. Half moon pose on your knees. And let's go ahead and lower the hand down and the foot. Bring the knees back down and let's take a few breaths in hero's pose, hands at the heart center again. And let's bring the hands down by our side and the feet toward the front. We're going to slide the feet on up into butterfly pose, bringing the feet close to your body. Take a deep breath in and exhale, lower down over your feet. You can let your elbows press on your legs if you like to help open them up, or you can just hold on to your feet, either one. Bring the knees back up. And we're going to hold on underneath their thighs and bring the feet up into half boat position. And we're going to hold this for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Let's lower back down into butterfly pose and take a full breath. We're going to bring the knees back together, raise the feet on up into half boat pose. You can continue to hold on underneath your legs or bring your hands out in front. And hold again for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Back down into butterfly and take a full breath. Let's bring the knees back together. This time we're going to take the hands behind us, fingers pointing toward our hips. And again, raise the feet on up into half boat pose, and you can rest back on your arms if you like. And hold for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Back into butterfly and take a full breath. Bring the knees together, hands underneath the thighs again. Raise up into half boat. You can stay here if you like, or reach the legs on up into full boat position. And hold for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and back down into butterfly, full breath. One more boat pose. Let's bring the knees back together, starting in half boat position. We're going to raise up into boat. Keep your hands where they are or bring them out to the side. And hold for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come back into easy pose, which is just a cross leg position, and take a full breath. Let's take the right hand over to the left knee and come into a twist. Release the hand that's in the back, let it cross over the arm in the front, and we're going to curl over our arms. Raise back on up, release the opposite hand, and turn over toward the left, or your right. And let's turn on back to the front. We're going to bring our legs out into a wide leg position. You can take your hands behind you to help straighten up the back a little bit. I forgot, we don't have much room. We'll just do one of these. Bring the hands to the front, and we're going to walk them down the mat. You can always tell when there's a dancer in class because everyone else is normally up. This is where you work. What's good for you. If you're feeling it here, you're right where you need to be. And let's walk the hands on back. We're going to bring the legs together in the front. Again, help push up a little bit near the back. We're going to inhale and lift up through the body. And exhale, walk the hands down as you come into a forward fold. Now for forward folds, the goal is not just to grab your feet, because a lot of times when that happens, we end up curving the back. You want to bring the belly down toward the thigh. That's what you're working on with forward folds, and you'll feel it in the hamstrings and down your back. Take a deep breath in. Use the releasing breath as you exhale to lower down. And let's walk the hands on back. We're going to bend both feet a little bit. We're going to take the right leg, slide it underneath with the foot going toward the back. Now keep your back comfortable, only take your foot back as far as comfortable. The other foot we're going to bring and cross over. You can stay here if you want, or you can also take that foot to the back, whichever one feels better to your lower back. Place your hands on your feet and take a few breaths here. And then bringing the hands toward the front. We're going to walk them down the mat, only as far as comfortable for you. And let's walk the hands on back. Let's bring the hands back to the heart center. And we're going to turn toward the left side, coming into a twist. And back to the center. Let's go ahead and stretch out both legs again. Bend the knees just a little bit, and this time we'll slide that left leg underneath first. Right leg on top, again taking it only back as far as comfortable. Resting your hands on your feet and take a few breaths here. Hands to the front, walking them down the mat. Relaxing through the shoulders and the elbows. And then go ahead and walk the hands back, bring the hands to the center in the front, twisting toward the right, coming into a twist. You can just twist to the right, or you can turn a little bit and lean toward the front. Either way.
Okay, hey, we're back, but sorry that our video got cut off. So we had minor issue.
Just little.
Yeah,
issues.
just
Our
little.
camera cut off. But pretty much what we did during the remainder of that video was similar to the end of the previous yoga video, where we just laid down, and I think it was getting in tune with your entire body, so you were just sitting there and breathing.
So other than that meditation at the end, this lesson of yoga was a lot more high intense than our previous one and challenged us a lot.